Hey Roger, it's Mark, DoctorDeadwax here, and it's time to do a video response to your subscribers contest. It was a 100 subscriber contest. I think it's probably now a 250 subscriber contest, and well deserved. Just discovered you recently, subbed you within the past week, uh, but I like the idea for this contest, so I thought I'd do just a quick response. Um, Cheers. I know you like the dark beers. If you've never tried this, this is one of my regulars. 2X Stout, Double Milk Stout from Southern Tier. It's an awesome stout. So, bands you used to hate that you now like. Well, for me, it's Radiohead. God, did I hate Radiohead. I remember when Creep came out, uh, the radio station in Toronto that I listened to at the time, CFMY, they labeled it as UK's answer to Nirvana. And, well, I kind of hated Nirvana at the same time, too. My friends just totally uh, killed Nirvana for me. Um, I was in my early 20s. We were drinking all the time, and they were listening to Nirvana endlessly. And it was just total dross that Creep drove me. Did not like it. A little bit of time went by, and Britpop, which I was not a huge fan of either, became the next thing. And I remember when the Bends came out in High and Dry, and I thought, oh man, this is like Britpop. I just thought like Wonderwall. That's all I could. I was like, no, okay, no more of that. And then I remember when OK Computer came out. I remember that one because I'm still young enough that I actually was watching videos on our video channel. It's called Much Music, and they played that cartoon, the animated video for Paranoid Android, every hour for a year and a half. And I thought it was an interesting video, but I thought it was kind of played to death. And that was the end of Radiohead for me. I mean, I just, I don't know. Just it rubbed me the wrong way. And that was it. Um, Gradually, I stopped watching TV less and less. I listened to radio less and less. Kind of had no idea what the hell was going on with Radiohead. And in that time, Kid A was released, Amnesiac was released, and Hail to the Thief was released. To my complete obliviousness. Um, and I got married in 2003. And my wife, the woman who stood up with my wife, she was a huge fan of Tom York and Radiohead. Tom York, though. He wasn't doing solo music yet, but she just loved his little elfishness and his dysfunction, and she thought they would be a perfect pair together. And little strange kind of 12-year-old romance going on with like a mid-20s. I don't know. Anyway, so she left Kid A and Amnesiac here on CD one weekend when she went back to Toronto. Uh, and I played them, and I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away. This was not the crap that I thought I would be listening to when I put the CDs in the CD player. This was really kind of cool, interesting music that had this uh, great textural soundscapes, layers, um, things like frippertronics, and um, lots of electronica came to mind, and yet all these kind of great, powerful rock elements mixed in with. I just thought, wow, this was really kind of blowing my mind. And I subsequently went out and I got those 2 albums on CD, and she loaned me Hail to the Thief, which I thought was pretty good. It was like a more accessible version. So, I mean, it was good. It was just wasn't quite as good as those 2. But I enjoyed it, and I picked that up. And I eventually just bought everything that I could find, and I went all the way back through the catalog. And I'm still not a fan of Pablo Honey. It's a first record. For me, lots of bands, kind of like, there's a saying, you have your entire life to write your first record, and you have a very short period of time to write your second. And quite often with a lot of bands, the first record is the best record they'll ever do. But that wasn't the case with Radiohead. I mean, the first record they did is dross compared to everything else they ever did. Went back to the Bends, fell in love with it. It's a masterpiece of a record. It's an incredibly strong. For me, it's like an 8.5, a 9 out of 10 of a record. OK Computer is phenomenal. Totally fell in love with that the kind of voice that it's written in, and the aggressive yet highly musical, because I don't like aggressive music, but I like aggression when it's musical. And I loved how they did that with that record. Kid A and Amnesiac just continued to fall deeper in love with those. Grew to really enjoy Hail to the Thief. For me, it was probably not quite as good as the Bends. And then In Rainbows came out, and that just, In Rainbows has totally blown my mind. I remember downloading that when it came out, because they gave it away for free. Just forget all of the musical stuff, just the whole politics of the band too. But they really, like, here's another masterpiece on par with OK Computer and Amnesiac Kid A, because I consider those almost the same record, because they were recorded in the same session. So here's like 3 masterpieces or 4 masterpieces from a band with 7 albums. I'm like, how the hell can they do this? These guys have this unique ability to represent the time that they're in very well. They're like I'm not going to compare them to the Beatles, okay? But they have that, they are making music that's popular in their time, and yet making music that's pushing and cutting edge in their time too, which is not that easy to be popular and pushing. But yet they're somehow doing it. And In Rainbow was brilliant. And I remember In Rainbows. And I remember downloading the bonus disc from the records. The box, they put out a box of 2 LP, double LP, and they put 2 CDs in it. And the bonus disc of the record, which is always utter garbage, is, to me, as good as the record. Like, the stuff they're throwing away is amazing. And the bonus disc flows and sequences well together too. And then recently they put out King of Limbs, which is, it's not as good as In Rainbows by far, but let's give them a bit of time to catch their breath before they put out another Perfect 10, another masterpiece. So I don't have any Radiohead on vinyl. I have their entire CD, their entire digital library, and I have needle drops of all of their records on my phone in high res. Needle drops of all of their vinyl that I listen to when I'm walking. But I've heard their vinyl, and unfortunately, the one problem I have with Radiohead is the music is brilliant. but the recordings are not great. They're too compressed, and the vinyl is terrible. It's very digital sounding, and you know, but that's a product of our times. And I worry about what it does to their long-term relevance, because one day we will be out of the low-res digital world, and the MP3 won't be ruling how things eventually make it to our ears, because the data storage available to everybody will be so large that everybody will have high-res everything. So I don't know what that'll do for long term, and I've been disappointed with the vinyl that I've heard, so I've never sought it out. If I ever found it used, I'd buy it, but for me, they're a band that I enjoy more in the car and in the earbuds than I do in the listening room. So anyway, that's my response. My God, did I hate Radiohead, and I'm just totally cannot say enough about them. I hope one day I get a chance to see them live. But if I don't, I don't. Yeah, so I really enjoying the videos that you've seen. I watched your introduction video. A lot of things you said are kind of experiences that I had. I was turned on immensely by my music teacher, and then by my jazz teacher in high school, and you know, kind of, have you heard this? And so, anyway, that's my response. So, cheers. Have a great day. Keep the record spinning.